My name is Daniel Sinner. I live in Littleton, Colorado. I heard about the course from a couple of coworkers who had taken it before and highly recommended it. I studied fluid dynamics, aerospace engineering with an emphasis in fluid dynamics in grad school, but my undergrad was mechanical engineering. So I had a big kind of piece in the middle of that knowledge missing, sort of the fundamentals of aerospace engineering and aircraft design. I took all the graduate level fluid flow classes, but never had any formal training in more general aircraft dynamics calculations. Most nervous about finding the time to get out of it what I had hoped to, that it wasn't going to properly fill that hole and that I would still come away feeling like I hadn't really gotten the foundational concepts I was hoping to get. So it definitely did fill the hole, gave me the good intuition into general aircraft sizing and layout design, gave me a good feel for some of the complexities and hurdles you might run into, and really connected a lot of the dots from this is what I want, here's my mission, and I already knew how to do the structures and the complex fluid flow, but what do I need to do in the middle? And this really filled that in nicely and gave me a good place to see how everything all comes together. And I certainly thought the class was great, and I have no regret. Favorite part of the class was that the idea at the beginning of having, a few weeks from now, we're going to be able to have the concepts to do an entire glider layout and have it achieve some mission. That seems like a fairly daunting thing, and then to get to the point where you're actually doing it and not feeling like you're out of your element at all was really cool. The thing I most learned, I think, was how important dynamic stability is. That was something I hadn't really been all that aware of. I knew a decent amount about static stability. I think that's a lot more intuitive for a lot of people, how that may all come together. But really seeing how your aircraft looks great up until you start doing dynamic stability tests was quite informative, and like, oh, okay, there's a whole nother realm here that if you forget about it, it's going to totally trash all the work you've done. I would recommend the class to anyone that is interested in airplanes. That would include if you have just an interest in the hobby and want to know a little more about airplanes as a pastime. That would include if you are working in the aerospace industry but not necessarily doing aircraft design, if you are an A&P. But I think anyone with much high school math or beyond would be very comfortable in this class. If you are going to take this, or if you're considering taking this class, I would say you probably should just go ahead and take the class. The cost is not prohibitive. Once you do start taking the class, I would say prioritizing not falling behind makes it a much more enjoyable experience. And that also prevents it from ever being a time burden if you just stay caught up the whole time.